Hey guys, it's Tanya here and I'm back with another makeup graveyard for you. I finished off with blushes, so I've done foundations and primers, concealers and blushes, and now I'm doing single eyeshadow slash palettes. And that might seem like a lot to be doing, except I'm really not doing that many palettes because most of my palettes I'm keeping. I'll be honest, I've pulled out quite a few of like my little mini palettes like these ones, and we are going to go through those. But as far as like my big palettes go, there's probably just none I'm getting rid of because I love my palettes a lot and I use them a lot. So I'm just going to get right into this because I honestly have a mound of stuff in front of me and I just want to get through it as quickly as physically possible. So I first off store all of my single eyeshadows in ice cube trays. It may seem weird, but honestly these are just the best way I've ever found to do this. And I have a whole bunch of single shadows. And I don't necessarily use all of them, but I use them enough to know that like I don't want to get rid of them. These ones I was also a little bit unsure of, but these are baked and I don't have a whole ton of baked eyeshadows. So I tend to like hold onto them more than I hold on to other products because I do really like a nice baked eyeshadow. And I don't own a ton. That one's gorgeous. By swatching all of these, I'm kind of... Ooh, those are pretty. Okay, so all the lower colors are staying. Yeah, when I look at my single shadows, I recently went through them, so I know there isn't going to be a lot to get rid of in here. So I'm going to quickly pick through them and then let you guys know if I got rid of any, but I don't think any are going to go from this line. I have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit longer than some of my other makeup graveyards. Single shadows and like quads and little palettes are something that I do own a lot of. Now this one again is not going to have much I'm going to get rid of. I keep all my matte quads in here, so these are 2 that I've made and then 3 that are limited edition. And none of those are going. I think this whole back section is all limited edition matte, so none of those are going. They have 2 Rimmel ones here, and I don't really use either of them. This is Precious Crown, and this is Sweet Smolder. So I'm going to put them out in front of me before I decide whether or not to get rid of them and see what else I kind of go through. I have so many of these Maybelline Studio quads. Like so many, but these are my favorite. These are honestly my favorite formulation of eyeshadow from the drugstore. I absolutely love them. I own so many of them because they are my favorite and most gone too. I use them all the time, so I'm not getting rid of any of those. I have a couple of the smaller eye studios. I don't use these as much, but I'm gonna hang on to them for now and see. What do I have on this side? I have a NYX Trio that I know that I haven't used in a long time, and it's definitely seen better days. It's got some major cracking in it. And I think I might have these 3 colors in my regular line eyeshadows. Tropical, I know I do. So I think I do have these 3 colors in a regular line. They just made it into a trio. So I think that one's actually going to go to the garbage because it is so shattered and I just don't want to give it to someone or sell it and have it, you know, ruin on them. I have a couple Maybelline quads in here. I know I'm going to keep this one, which is Modern Metallics, and I love this one, so I'm going to hang on to that one. Now, I'm looking at this one, deciding whether or not it's worth keeping. I think there were some shades in here. Ugh, this is getting messy. I'm trying to keep them organized so that they stay clean. I know there were some shades in this one that I really liked, and I think maybe that's why I kept it for as long as I did, but I think it might be time for this one to go. Yeah, there's nothing really spectacular about any of these shades. They're all really dupable. I know I own them in other palettes, so this is going to go into my for sale box. Down here, I've got 2 Avon quads, and I'm not sure why I'm hanging on to these 2. I used to love Avon makeup, but honestly I don't reach for it. Oh, now I know why. These colors are gorgeous. This one's definitely staying. Definitely staying. This one is called Aquadelic Quad, so this one's going to stay. This one I think I'm going to part with. The colors are just nothing super spectacular. I'm not sure why I held on to it for as long as I did. So that's going to get added to the pile. I also have 2 more Avon shadows that I'm really struggling to get rid of because the colors are gorgeous. There's these gorgeous kind of bronzy toned colors. They're almost identical actually. But they are going to go because I've been holding on to them forever, and honestly, ugh, I never ever wear them. So when you're owning things that you're never wearing, no matter what, it's time for them to go. So what else am I working through here? I've got a flower quad that I really love, so that's staying. This Revlon quad that I really like. This is another one of those Rimmel quads, and I'm not sure how you're even supposed to use these because the colors are so small. Do you guys see that? Like, I don't know how I would just pick up this one color. I don't think it's possible. The colors are really pretty in that one though, so I'm gonna hang on to that one. What else do I got? Oh, I've got two Clinique tiny duos that I love. I love these. This one is in chocolate fudge, and this one is in like mink, and I love both of these, so these are not going anywhere. This I gotta decide, and these two, I love these. These Revlon Customize, love those. Those are definitely staying. Creating some room in here already. This one I have to decide. I kind of love this color. It's called Antique Jade. It's gorgeous and blendable and smooth and such a beautiful green, but it's a green. And do I ever use this? Ever? I don't know. It's gonna go in the I don't know pile. It's really pretty though. It's hard for me to get rid of colors that I have that are really unique and a nice formula, because I just feel like they're unique and they're a nice formula and you shouldn't be getting rid of it. But I'm getting to the point where I realize like I own too much makeup. This thing I'm really struggling with. This is the Physicians Formula Canyon Classics. It's all matte. A lot of people have raved about this, and I would agree with them. They are really pigmented for matte drugstore shadows, but I also find them really chalky. I'm also not willing to give up on it yet, so it's gonna get added back into the rotation, because, like I said, some things I'm just not ready to let go of. Then in the front here, I have all stuff that I'm keeping. I'm pretty sure I have two Tarte Beauty boxes, which are not going anywhere. I love Tarte Beauty boxes, and these two that I have are like my shades. One's a neutral and one's purple. I have a Julep new eyeshadow, love, oh, Charlotte Ronson. Do I need both these? I think I do. One's like a purpley pink, and one is a neutral. Yeah, I need both of those. And then I have two NARS duos that I also really, really, really enjoy using. So this is basically staying the same. All right, I have a whole nother container to go through in there of single shadows, but I'm gonna go through what's on my desk first, because this is what I'm kind of struggling the most with. This is the That's Heart palette. It does have some beautiful, beautiful colors in it. But enough to keep, I don't know. I'd almost want to depot them because this is such a huge palette. But I think I'm going to hang on to it because it's like That's Hard and she's a YouTuber and it's important. This is one of my favorite Urban Decay palettes. This is the Mariposa palette. It's like the butterfly palette. It looks like this. Now, I wonder how many of these colors I have in other collections. So before I decide whether this is a keep or a get rid of, I'm going to hang on to it. And I'm going to see how many of these colors I have in other collections, because I do own quite a few collections from Urban Decay. So I'm going to wait and see and decide whether or not I'm going to keep this. Because I've almost gotten rid of that twice in my lifetime. This I've never used, but I can't get rid of. This is the Oz, the Great and Powerful, the light, like the Gilda palette. I've never used a single color in this palette, ever. I don't even think I've swatched it. But I can't bring myself to get rid of it. I can't. I love it so much. I love the palette. And sometimes you just gotta buy stuff to collect. So that's one of those things I own that I've collected. This little bad boy, the colors in this is a Sephora palette, are gorgeous, but I never reach for it. But the colors are so smooth and so blendable and so creamy. I swear to you guys, this is one of the best palettes I've ever played with. And it's Sephora brand, but I never reach for it. It's going in the maybe pile. I love the colors, but if I don't get some use out of it, it doesn't make sense to keep it. Right? Right. Okay. This What a Doll Face palette, it's time for this to go. I've had it for a really, really long time. I think I got it at Winners for a great deal. And I'm not sure why I held onto it as long as I did. I rarely ever go into it. I think it's because the colors are stunning as I'm swatching them. I think that's why I held onto it. Maybe I can depot this and put it into something smaller. It does have some lip shades in it, but they are a hot mess. I would never use these lip shades now. They've been in here way too long. They're super sticky too, so even if they hadn't been in here as long as they have, they're super sticky and not very pretty. So I wouldn't use the lip shades in here, but I would definitely use the eyeshadow. So if I can find a way to take apart this palette, I will hang on to those. If I can't find a way to take them apart, then I will probably just be rid of it and toss it. So that's going in my take apart pile. These three are all staying. These are my NYX shadow collections. I own two that are very similar. These two, yeah, this one and this one. This one's more like warm tone, this one's more cold tone. They're almost identical, but I really love both of them. And then I have a more colorful one that I kind of play with. So these three are definitely all staying. I love these three. I love the colors in this. I absolutely think this is one of the most beautiful palettes I've ever seen in my life. But it's so soft that mine has literally gone to hell. It's like all crumbly and falling apart, and I just don't know how much longer it has in it. As much as I love the shades in here, and every time I press them back in, they just pop back out. So I really genuinely don't know how much more life this palette even has in it. I'm trying to like even press them in right now to try and hold them into place, and they're just shifting on me like crazy. Oh my god. I can't even show you guys like what's happening to my hand, but the colors are so pretty, and I have such a hard time getting rid of stuff when it's like super, super pretty like this, like, but it's literally like chunking into pieces. I wonder if I could like scoop some of the colors out and crumble them somehow and use them as pigment. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this one. It's so hard for me to say goodbye to that. It's the warm nude palette, and I'm having a really rough go with that one. I don't know. Let me see what I can do with that one. This, I think it's time for it to go. This is the Milani Tantastic. I would never use this as a tan or a bronzer at all. It's just way too shimmery, but I loved it as an eyeshadow. Loved it as an eyeshadow, and I still do. The problem is I love that color, but it's not an eyeshadow, and it's so big, and it's just not something that I see myself ever finishing. It's so hard when you find those things in your collection that you're like, oh my god, I don't want to get rid of you, but I kind of feel like I have to. This is the Hard Candy Duo in Love Bug. I got this in a, I think it was a GlossyBox or a Beauty Box, and it came broken. I do love both these colors, but I think I'm going to throw this one out because it's already broken. Now this Hard Candy Duo I got on my own because I loved the colors, and this one is in Secret Rendezvous. It's a gorgeous kind of purpley pink and then a gorgeous pinky pink. I love the purple color. Oh, that's why. I kept it because I love the purple color. I might still hang on to this. This is going to go in that maybe pile. The maybe pile for eyeshadows is bigger than the maybe pile for any of my other sections was, which is a little bit scary for me. This Stila palette, why am I hanging on to you? I don't know. Sometimes I go through my like things and I'm like, why? What was the purpose of this specific palette? And I don't see anything special about it, so I'm probably going to sell it. Sell it? Sell it. The It's Judy Time palette. This is another one of those. It's just going to go right into the, if I can depot it, I will keep a pile. If I can't, I will probably get rid of it. I wasn't a huge fan of this palette. I did do a whole review on it. It wasn't my favorite. The Berry M palette's going to stay. I'm just quickly going to go through some of these because I feel like we're going to be here all day if I don't. So I have two more kind of palettes that I'm iffy about. This is the Stila Base Lid Crease. Oh my god, this is the one that talks to you. Sorry, I can't make her stop talking. Okay, I think I kept this because the silver is stunning. And I still feel like it. This is worth keeping for that silver. So I'm going to hang on to that. This is the Benefit Sexy Eyes. Sometimes I question why I still have things. The pink isn't anything special. The gray isn't The dark brown is alright. Then there's like a brown wax. It's definitely done. Met its day. And this lavender. These are the waxy ones have met their day. So I think I should probably just get rid of it. Okay, I have a whole bunch of single eyeshadows here. These are all Side Bella and Nicole Miller. These are all like Melaleuca shadows. And I did really like these for a really long time. But going through the colors I have right now, there are very few of these I think I would still wear. I'm going to swatch the ones I think I would. Well, the duo's pretty, so that might actually stay. This is what I'm looking for when I swatch eyeshadows in order for me to really want to keep them. They gotta really jump at me, and those ones obviously did because some of them are staying. BH Cosmetics palette staying. All of my little e.l.f. quads are staying. My Stila one is staying. I have a whole bunch of these Physician Formula strip ones. I think I'm gonna keep the smoky and the nude with the special packaging. I don't know. Oh, I think I'm probably going to get rid of the Blue Eyes one because I genuinely never reach for it and never reach for these shades, and I think it's actually starting to go bad. So that's gonna go. Blue eyes, but this one's never been opened, so this one's gonna get sold. All right, we had a quick battery change. I've gone through everything. Here's what I've decided. I'm gonna hold on to this one because I love the color of it. I'm going to let go of this one, which makes me incredibly sad, the warm nude, but these are just becoming too crumbly, and the ones on the left are like pretty, you know, still hold up nicely, but as soon as you start to rub them, the ones on the right kind of have like a little bit of a field day, and they're all gonna crumble soon. So I'm just gonna get rid of it and throw it out, which makes me really sad because I do love the colors in it, but it's time. This one, I haven't decided. The Antique Jade, I haven't decided yet. These ones are the ones I'm having a hard time deciding on. These are the Rimmel quads. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time deciding on it, because what I've realized is I've never even swatched them, which means obviously I've never worn them, which means how good can they be or how much could I really like them. This one's gonna go. This is the Smolder, Sweet Smolder. That's gonna go. And let's swatch Precious Crowns. I think I bought Precious Crowns as like an alternative and smoky eye kit because it's got like 4 deep dark colors. It's got like a gorgeous kind of black, which is the same black that's in Sweet Smolder, it looks like. It has a beautiful deep midnight purple. It has a really deep green, like a forest green almost, and then it has like a blue navy. With the exception of that gorgeous emerald green, they all look almost identical. They all look very deep and dark and black, and that's not what I wanted them to be. I thought they were all going to be really individual colors, but the only one that looks really individual is the green. And I'm going to re-swatch Antique Jade. I can't bring myself to get rid of Antique Jade or this Rimmel quad because that green color is just stunning. Overall, I think I did a pretty good job clearing it out. I am going to hang on to these two, and I am going to do a project pan challenge and try to get them out of here. I don't know if that's going to happen, and if it doesn't, then of course I'm keeping this one and getting rid of this one. Although this rose gold color, that's the only reason why I want to keep this one, is that one color. So pretty. It's like the perfect malt. It's like a rose gold Marsala. It's beautiful. I really don't want to have to get rid of that color. I got through a lot of it. I'm really proud of myself. That was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I've got what left. Mascaras and eyelashes next. And eyeliners is going to be a whole separate video because I have ridiculous amounts of eyeliner that I need to go through. So yeah, mascaras and eyelashes, and then eyeliner, and then lipsticks, and then lip pencils, and then lip glosses. That's the breakdown. So there'll be a few more of these coming, and then there will be a collection video. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope it's encouraging you to go through your collection, which I'm sure isn't half as insanity as mine, but I am getting through it. I am going to list a bunch of this stuff I've decided on my Facebook group page, so if you're interested in purchasing anything, leave a comment down below or go check out my Facebook group page. It's Tanya Billingham Makeup Artist. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Could someone so perfect like you exist? Let your heart come out, run away with me. We could dance all night if you stay with me, where the stars never fade in the sun.